Assalamualaikum and good morning to all of my members. Today we will be presenting a negotiation on the situation of the best way for learning and teaching outcome during pandemic between two roles, which is the teacher and also the student. We will start the negotiation today with introduction of each members and their roles. Let's start with Pei Ting.
Hi, my name is Pei Ting, and my role is lecturer in these situations.
All right, thank you. Next, we will start with Zindi.
Good morning. My name is Lim Cindy, and my roles at here is a student. Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you. Next would be Khairul.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Muhammad Khairul Hadi bin Nasir and my role is student.
Next would be Wasfi.
Hi, Assalamu alaikum. My name is Wasfi Sabri and my role is student.
And then Yiying.
Hello, my name is Li Lao Ying and I'm the lecturer in this situation.
And lastly would be me, Nabehah Jamaluddin, and I will be representing as a lecturer in this negotiation. Right, so the desired outcome for this situation is based on the negotiation canvas would be the best way for learning and teaching outcome during pandemic. Both roles wanted the same desired outcome. However, they have their own key interests. For the students, their own key interest would be want a more interactive learning. The next one will be it's difficult for them to understand teaching style. And the last one is they want real skills that can be useful in their future career or life. For the teachers, they also have their own opinion on the best way for learning and teaching outcome. The first one would be to help students understand the contents of the courses. The next one would be to make sure students do their assigned work. And the last one would be they want students to be more involved in learning activity. So both roles has prepared each of their own points to strengthen their own key interests. There will be 3 points represented by the students and also 3 points represented by the teachers. So we will start with the student side first, if they don't mind. Yeah? Okay, so we will start with the first bargaining source, which will be presented by Zindi.
Good morning. Now I will present my opinions. In my opinions, the ways to make online learning method more effective is through online discussion. Online discussion is defined as communication between the lecturer and student using interactive communication tools. These tools can take many forms, from chat session to discussion forums to video chat. The online discussion gives students an equal opportunity to ask questions. In face-to-face discussion, each person has limit amount of time to speak as soon as the class discussion is over. The value of online discussion is that even those who are shy can find time to express their opinion, and students can have deeper conversation with each others. There are many ways to discuss online. For example, use small group and breakout group to engage students in cooperative learning. Group discussion allow students to check their interpretive of the contents. They can also make the curriculums more inclusive. Teacher can go into the backup room to check individual conversation or scan the collaboration space for groups that might need helps. In general, groups are more focused when they have goals or deliverables, even if it is something low risk or informal. As always, include a clear description of the process and expectation. In addition, for foreign or online discussion to be successful, they may facilitate communication among students and make the exchange of idea part of lesson. For example, students not only post but also respond to other student posts to facilitate dialogue. Students will benefit from talking to each other and passing on course material. After the student participate in the forums, the lecturer can give more or other opinions to expert the student thoughts in the next online classes. For example, if half of the students make the wrong answer in the forums, then for the lecturer may say some of the students are confused about question 6. So let us talk more about it. So it's my idea.
All right, thank you, Cindy. That's a well elaborated idea. The next one would be Wasfi. Can you present your point?
Hi. So I would like to start about the teaching style. I mean the online learning. The teaching style has been changing after like COVID pandemic, because if you compare like before pandemic, there was like lectures explaining like to the student, and the way that they are uh, connected to each other, like through the classes, and like attending the student to the classes. So the the lectures, like they use it on like many tools, or for example, they use it the way that uh, they use it, for example, data show, they use it whiteboards, and also they use it like they organize the student in many groups to let them understand and develop, uh, and to gain like knowledge. But after like pandemic, everything like has changed. The teachings has changed. After that, there are advantages and disadvantages of online learning. So many teaching styles changed. For example, some lectures during like face to face or before pandemic, they were like interacting and communicating with their students normally, and they are teaching them. And the lectures, the students also reflected to the lectures by asking questions and not understanding them, their style, or changing the way that they explain or present. But like uh, during pandemic, like some lectures has difficulty to present or use tools that existed like on before pandemic. So so some lectures like uh, they couldn't have those tools like or it was hard for them to understand the new technology to present their explanation, like to present their courses in a good way. For example, some lectures, it was hard for them to use screen to use what is it called, the for example tablet or iPad to show to the student. So it was like difficult for student also to understand some lectures only by presenting slides and not explaining or not using handwriting, or sometimes the lecturers like doesn't expect the reflection from students. So by that it would be like a cycle that the student more trying to depend on himself or herself than like depending on the lecture style. So that was my point of view.
All right, thank you, Wasfi, for the great point. Next would be Khairul Hadi. Can you present your points?
Okay, thank you, Nabehah. So I would like to talk about we want physical activity that can be done at home. So nowadays, usually a lecturer might go out of his or her way to advise or encourage students to succeed. Online learning and teaching during pandemic teach students self-reliance, which is usually student will be given a lot of labs and online assignment. This means that student must learn how to succeed without outside motivation and must find it within themselves to get online every day and do the work without anyone watching them. But not all things should be done that way. I mean, lecturer need to give students physical activity for the student do at home. It will help them to understand more to what they are doing in the course. For example, if they are studying some science things, give them some simple experiment that can be done at home so they can be more understand of what they are doing and they will gain skills and experience that can be implemented in a real world job. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Khairul Hadi, for the point, and that will be the last bargaining source points for the students. Next, we will move to the teacher bargaining source points. We will start with Pei Ting.
Okay, thanks, Nabehah. Okay, I will start with my point now. With the home environment being surrounded by potential distractions, keeping students engaged, motivated, and interested in their lesson can be one of the biggest challenges online lecturers have to face it. So, as the lecturers, I will suggest the point with do the online activity with the students. For example, Q&A sections, exercising 2 minutes, creating the group discussions and others activities. Firstly, we can exercise within 2 minutes before starting the class and make sure the students and lecturers have on their cameras to make the interactions. This is because when starting the lectures, most of the students always feel sleeping and tired. So I think doing the exercise is to warm up the students' brains and get the blood flowing. Therefore, the students can study become more vitality during the lectures. Also, the lecturers can do the Q&A sections, questions and answerings, which ask the questions from students to lecturers or lecturers to students. No matter how easy a question seems, for many shy or nervous students, it can still be to contribute a questions in front of a class. In my opinions, I think Q&A sections can give students the opportunity to find out more about certain topic and gain more knowledge. This Cindy just now has mentioned. And at the same time, Q&A sections can let the lecturers to test the students' understanding and can know how many percent that the student have catch it. Then the lecturers can create a group discussions. I think this is the great place to ask the questions. The student may can clarify the areas in the lesson they are uncertain about and found solutions to any other problems they may have from the lectures or coursework or assignment. That's all from me. So pass to Nabehah. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Pei Ting, for the point. We will pass it to Yi Ying for the next point.
Okay. Now my point is about the connect to the student individually. Due to the COVID-19 pandemic, the face-to-face learning method have been changed to the online learning method. As a lecturer, I think that one of the best way to improve the online teaching is connect to the student by individually. The main reason of this alternative is because in the traditional classroom setting, the teacher can observe the student activities. While during the online learning session, teacher cannot know does the student understand about the lesson or not. The teacher can chat or message with the students if the students have any question on the lesson. For example, the teacher can proceed the video call and chat with the students to make sure that the students can follow the class that arranged by the school. This meeting can help the teacher to know about the progress of the students during the class and do the activities that assigned in the class. This can also help the teacher to improve their online teaching skill. The teacher can get the opinion from the students to improve their online teaching. Having a conversation to students individually can help the teacher to evaluate how their students are doing and improve the online teaching technique. Lastly, when the teacher contacts the student individually, it can enhance the relationship between the students and the teacher. For example, some students will face a problem during the online learning session, such as the internet problems, electronic gadget problems, and others. By this method, the teacher can discuss the problem that's faced by the students and find a solution to overcome it. As a teacher, I think that connect to the student by individually is one of the ways that can be used to improve the online teaching technique. That's all for my point. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Ying, for the points. And the last point from the teacher roles would be from me, which is implementing various methods for teaching. So the reason why I think that we should, the teachers should implement various methods for teaching is because it is in a way to attract students to get more responsive during classes, and also with various methods of learning, the learning progress would be much more interactive and interesting. So the students can understand even better what with implementing various methods such as using the Jamboard for any graphical group work that requires images implemented during the teaching, during the quiz, or the teachers can use YouTube for pre-recorded tutorial or guide, which will be suitable for students who have problem with connectivity for internet. And there's also Kahoot, which is quite an awesome website to make a quiz. And there is also our own uh, e-learning website, which we as teachers can use a lot of things using the e-learning website, like making quizzes We can put tests in it. Yeah, we can also even put links that we need the students to watch or follow. So it will motivate a lot of students if we use a lot of various methods. However, even though there is a lot of teachers using this and lecturers using this, there is also a lot of other teachers or lecturers that doesn't use this because of how advanced the technology has become, or sometimes the teachers are a little bit too old to pick it up, all of this advanced technology, all of this new website, new interface that they are not familiar with, especially for teachers who's in languages courses, or yeah, like languages courses or political courses. It doesn't interact a lot with technology use. However, the online classes require them to try to implement various methods to make sure that the students can keep up with the courses subjects, so that they have a knowledge to gain from. But I'm pretty sure that students will be very hyped up to take on quizzes or uh, any kind of activity using these various methods. It can lead to a good competition that requires a very good understanding of the course by the student. So therefore, there's a lot of benefits for implementing various methods in teaching. It can also provide regular positive feedback to support students' belief that they can do well in their course. It can also ensure student success by giving them tasks that were not too easy or too hard via this various website like Jamboard. It looks like an easy task, but the amount of understanding that they need to have to do this work worth a lot more with using various methods. It also helps students to discover the meaning and value in the learning material, how the teacher put a lot of effort to make the learning process much more interactive and fun, so they won't feel bored, they won't feel the need to sleep in. And it also make students feel that they are valued, like it is the it worth their time to wake up early in the morning and get fresh up for class. And it also will work with students' strength and interest, because some students like to play around in Jamboard. Some students like to be very competitive in Kahoot. So yeah, it is an effective teaching style that can even influence academic performance. And yeah, that would be my point on various methods for teaching. Right, so that is both parties' point on the bargaining source. However, for both roles, for both representative, they also have their own walkaway alternative. For the students, they want all the points to be accepted by the teachers, or they will give a bad review on the EPP for lecturers, and this will make the lecturers look bad in front of the higher management or the higher administration. However, for the teacher roles, they also have their own walkaway alternative, which is they want their points to be accepted by the students, or their students' grade will be in jeopardy, which is a very toxic trait that should be practiced by any teachers or lecturers. But yeah, some lecturers do that. So therefore, after a rough discussion between both parties, we all of us came up with a possible solution, which is there is 3 points on possible solution. So the first one is to make online activity for student, so student can make the most out of discussion and activity. This point is a combination of Zindi point, Zindi from the student role, the Zindi points, and also Pei Ting point from the teacher's role. The reason why it is a combination of those 2 points is because both points can complement each other. Therefore, it's a win-win for both parties. And the next possible solution would be implementation on various methods for teaching. It is pretty much self-explanatory because majority of students would like a much more interactive learning process. And through this interactive learning process, it can coincidentally make sure that students can get better comprehension of the course, just like Wasfi's point in the bargaining sauce. And lastly would be lecture provide students better comprehension of the course. This would be Wasfi point because the student want comprehension from the course because this is the course that they enroll and the one that they will go out with in certificate. They need to find a job in the course that they enroll. So they want to have better comprehension of the course. Therefore, it's a win on the student part. And after these 3 possible solutions, we have come to an agreement, which is we will implement, the teachers, we will implement various methods that will include online activity for students to make the most out of it, and subsequently will provide students a better comprehension of the course. Right, so that is all from Group C in today's negotiation situation. So I would like to thank you for joining, and it has been a wonderful time working together in such a short period. And also, I apologize for any of my shortcomings or any of my mistakes and my nervous situation. Right, I hope we can work again someday. Thank you all.